Yeah.
Jordan Gang 6.
I'm in the back of this bitch, man.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Robin the Heart, and I'm in DTLR, Tampa, Florida. I have a special guest with me, Mr. Gatz. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
That's
Nice
good.
to see you again.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So we first met you a couple months ago in Miami.
Yes, I was in Miami for Rolling Loud 5th anniversary.
Yes.
That was crazy. It was
Yeah.
pretty insane.
I know. When I spoke to you, it was actually the day before you performed, so
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you since. So how did it go?
Oh, it went pretty well. It went really well. I was one of the guys towards the beginning of the day for Sunday, main stage, opening up Kid Cudi's stage. So energy
Which is major.
Yeah, very major. Energy was very good. Crowd ate it up.
Yeah.
It was cool. Got to hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
You guys actually gave me a towel, and I threw the towel out in the crowd. I got asked for it, so that was pretty dope.
Someone has your sweat towel.
Yeah, somebody has
Just
my sweat
hanging
towel.
on to it.
Somebody has my sweat towel. So yeah, it was super tight, and then after the performance, a lot of good networking happened. Got to shake hands with a lot of people. I met Yo from DJ Booth, which was like a bucket list item for me because he's one of my favorite
perfect.
writers. So like that was dope. And then just walking around and interacting with people, did some cool photo shoots.
That's awesome.
And then the morning after, I found out that my identity was assumed somewhere in Australia.
What?
So that was like a complete roller coaster.
What?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
So Rolling Loud had did a festival out in Australia. They did one of their first. It was their first international show.
Okay.
So they did that in Australia, and apparently this guy had just kind of got swift, started thinking, how I guess he could get clout or whatever. Saw my name on a previous Rolling Loud,
Right.
and just started telling people that he was going to be on Rolling Loud,
And that he was you.
and that he was me, that he was Gatz. So, I'm popping, but I'm not really that popping.
Apparently you are.
But I'm not at a level of a Future, or I'm not at a level of
Right. Not yet.
a Kodak or a Lil Skies or anything of that nature. I'm
Okay.
still kind of but people know me, but they don't necessarily know me. So this kid had, said that he was Gatz. He ended up taking a picture with Tarek over there, so that kind of solidified his claim that he was doing things. And then last year I was on Rolling Loud in Miami, and then I was at LA, and then I got billed on Miami again. So he was just telling people I'm on Rolling Loud or whatever, da 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 da. So he was getting clout in Australia, and people believed him.
Wow. How do you even find that out?
So how I found that out was I woke up. The first weird thing that happened was the day before my set. I was getting DMs crazy or whatever, and I was checking through them. I got one DM, and it was like, yo, you ready to tear up the stage, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, can you, I was told that you can get me a backstage pass, so could you do that for me? And I was like, I don't know who told you that. I don't even know who you are.
Right.
But that's not something I can do for you, but, I hope that you can get into the show and you enjoy it.
Right.
And he's like, oh, yeah. Well, I know I got told by this guy. And I was like, I don't know who that is. I've never met him. So, perform, whatever. Everything's cool, tight, dope. Next day, I get this message, and it's like, are you Gatz? And I'm like, yeah, it's me. It's like, well, there's this guy who's saying that he's you, but did you perform? And I was like, yeah, I performed yesterday. It's like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm very sure that I performed. I know what happened. And it was like, here's a picture. And he's like, yo, you've got to be kidding me. Yo, I can't believe it. Hold on. So then I get another message 10 minutes later. So you're the real Gatz? And I was like, I'm the only one that I know. There's only one.
No, yeah.
It's just, yeah. And then, they linked me. They're like, yo, there's this guy who's saying that he's you. He's saying that he's been you for a while, and blah 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 blah, and that he couldn't perform, and his set got canceled. Your set didn't get canceled yesterday, and I was like, nah, I performed yesterday. So then they hot linked me to this Facebook post where this girl is just going down like all these transgressions that this guy made, and then there's a big picture of me and like the Rolling Loud, graphic and everything. Like so if you're Gats, then who is this guy? And I was like, that's me. So then literally I found out like this guy has been impersonating me for a minute in Perth, Australia.
Crazy.
And now like all of Perth fucks with me. Like
he said you a favor.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. So I've been, talking to people in Perth for like the last few months.
That's dope. I mean, it's not dope that that's the way it happened, but I mean, it kind of seemed like it worked in your favor.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out there to perform for them. So yeah.
Like it's coming. Have you talked to the impersonator at all?
Nah, he blocked me.
Of course.
Yeah, like when I found out, so when they told me who it was, I went and searched for him, and I couldn't find him at all. So I was just like, okay, well, maybe he deleted his profile or whatever, and shame, whatever the case may be. But I have another Instagram that I use for my inevitable, like, just how we like put out record label stuff. So like, anything that is purely promo just goes out on that particular page. It's just another way to try to gather analytics and stuff like that. So I went back on that page and looked, and there he was. And I was like, oh, he blocked me. So he knew what he was doing.
Right,
like,
of course.
You found me. Okay, cool.
He had to have it on. Well, first of all, that does mean you're popping because, I mean, someone's not going to try to impersonate a nobody.
This is true.
So kudos to you. So that just made it official that Gats is popping. He has impersonators in other countries at that, international impersonators. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was a very wild, like 48 hours of just of all of that happening.
The first 48. Who did it? That is crazy. Well, and whoever this guy is, you have problems because that's weird though. Anyways. That's weird.
It's weird.
That's weird to put so much energy in trying to be somebody else, I think.
Yeah, but I think he's also like a child. He's probably like 18, 19 or whatever.
That's still old enough to know better.
I didn't do anything like that when I was 18 or 19, but...
That's the world that we live in, the internet.
Yeah.
The internet wasn't really around back then,
no,
it was
not. So it wasn't like that.
Not like that, no. We had dial-up. That would take too long.
Exactly.
Do all that.
Exactly.
Take 48 hours to get on the internet.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so I'm glad that Rolling Loud overall went well for you. And you are going to the Bay, correct?
I'm going to the Bay Area.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's in September?
That is in September. Okay. I'm pretty excited about that. I didn't make Bay Area last year. I did LA last year, and LA was super dope to do. So getting to do Bay Area is just, it warms me because now I'm knocking out all the ones in, the nation. So that'll be pretty cool, to get off the bucket list. And never been to the Bay Area, so I'm excited.
It's gonna be a 2-for-1 then.
Yeah. It's gonna be, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really dope.
It's very dope. So for people who aren't familiar with you, how long have you been doing music now? For a while.
And it's so hard. I had a conversation about it last night. There was a little mixer thing that I went to, and the guy had asked me about it, and I was like, yeah, I've been doing this for a while, but there's been so many starts and stops.
Right.
I really broke out into the Tampa scene probably, it was around like 2012 where I had like my first project, recorded the project at home, produced like 90% of it,
nice.
Just made it in my bedroom and put it out on, like I bought like a little domain and put it out on Tumblr, and it did well, and it kind of got my name out there. And then the next year I did a project called The Red Tape. That really kind of put some eyes on me, and that's when I started first doing shows with Dope ENT. I kind of became like the opener for Dope ENT, which was cool. And 2014, 5 years ago, I came on a project called Starship Jericho, and that really got me a lot of attention.
What do you think?
I don't know. It was just like lightning in a bottle. It was just I think, top to bottom, just a great project. I started really like putting money into budget into production value and how it's coming out. We did a show at the Ritz, album release party, and we had like 500, 600 heads in the door there. So to be, a hip hop act in Tampa and to do something at the Ritz was pretty unprecedented at the time. And then 2015, I just did a whole bunch of shows. So I was going back and forth. I did little tours with Nick SB and Dola from Jacksonville. I had supported Mick Jenkins on the tour, supported Rob Banks on the tour, and everything was kind of going well. And then in 2016, I dropped 2 albums, and then my grandmother died. And then I went on chemo, and then so I kind of had to like just really stop. So 2016 was pretty much like a stopping point for me. So had to take time away and handle all of those things that were going on, and I really kind of came back into the fold last year. So 2 years removed from that, and it's been good. It's been good. This last year has been incredibly solid. Best year of my career, favorite year of my career. So I'm very excited that I had all that momentum and I had to cut it, and to be able to come back in and see things from all the work that I had to put in, and I thought that was going to be a lost foundation. It's still paying forward.
Right,
so.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what I was going to say. You're definitely coming back strong. What was Soulja Boy say? He had the biggest comeback.
Comeback.
I feel like that's you. Like, for real, you came back really strong, and like you said, to take almost 2 years pretty much off, and that's when you were really getting your jump and had to take a pause. That could have hurt you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it has.
Yeah, and I'm really grateful for that, because I feel like I would have probably worked myself to death literally if I didn't have to stop and really address the health issues that were going on. I probably wouldn't be here. So
Right.
It is what it is.
I mean, because since you have addressed it, I would like, for anyone who isn't aware exactly, kind of to know what happened. Because like you said, it's not that you just pretty much quit just because you were being lazy. You were having health issues.
Yeah.
You got sickle cell?
Sickle cell. Mm-hmm. So they told me, I was just overworking myself, and it was just causing a lot of crises, and it could end me. So it's like, well, we have this procedure that we can do, or we can put you on this chemotherapy that could help.
Right.
So I tried the chemo, and it almost killed me. So it was just a really rough time. So then I had to take time to recover from the chemo while also still dealing with what I have.
Right.
So that was a very difficult transition period. When I got to a healthy enough spot, then I went to go do the procedure, but after doing tests for the procedure, it was just too high of a chance, risk of death to do the procedure. So that was another setback. So that sucked. So I had to take time just kind of dealing with that.
Right.
And I just talked to my boy Wilson, and he was just like, well, what do you want to do? Because you're taking this time, are you going to come back, or do you think you should just handle it? And I was like, I have to come back. There's no other thing that I can do. Like, I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for myself.
Right.
So I got in the gym, started trying to get healthy, and then I went back to making music.
Nice. And how are you health-wise today? Are you okay?
I mean, like, sickle cell.
I mean, it's forever.
Yes,
Correct.
yeah. So if you know about it, you know. But on the general basis, I could be a lot worse. So
it could always be a lot worse, right? They say that.
Yeah. So I'm rolling with it.
Yeah. Well, I like to say you look great. You look healthy. Not just physically, but your spirit as well. You could tell that you have a very lively spirit.
I drink a lot of water.
That's the truth right there, for real. That is the truth. So I'm happy to hear that you're okay. And again, I think that I don't know your everyday routine, but I would like to say because of your spirit that probably helped a lot with this journey.
Yeah, I just try to stay positive, man. Like, people, like, talk shit all the time, and, they can get down or really beat themselves up or talk about situations they can't control. Like, if you can't control it, you can't control it. I can't necessarily deal with everything, but what I can deal with, I deal with. And, every day above ground is a good one. I could be at home right now sitting on the couch collecting a check from the county and doing nothing with my life, or I could be out here doing dope shit like this.
Right.
Like, pick your poison. So that's just how I operate, and that's how I just like to think.
Yeah. Well, I think I find your story very impressive, the way that you've handled things, and I think it's very inspirational as well, because you have people, like you said, sitting on the couch for less, feeling sorry for themselves for less, you know what I mean? And you haven't let it stop you at all. You literally almost died, and you're just continuing your journey every day, and you're not just doing it even at an average level. Like, you're doing real dope shit. Like, you know what I mean? You're performing at real festivals, working with real artists, traveling, having impersonators. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you are on a roll, and I think that's amazing.
I'm just doing my best. And really trying to make everything impactful. I think we're halfway through the year basically, and I dropped a project this year, dropped a video this year. I got 2 festivals under my belt. I did Gasparilla Music Festival out at Curtis Hickson back in March, and then did Rolling Loud. I was on Old Dirty Sunday's 8th anniversary. That was super wild. Big crowd there, and going out to the Bay Area, and then we're just gonna release more music. I got some stuff with Black Metaphor out of Atlanta. One of my favorite producers. He works with TDE a lot. I got one in the chamber with Chase the Money, so pretty excited about that. We actually sat down and chilled, and he made the beat like right there on the spot.
Really?
So like that was crazy. So
nice. When's that gonna drop? Can you say? You don't know?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm not that far out.
All right, that's fair, because you did just recently drop your last project.
Yes.
Too Close to Rob.
Too Close to Rob.
Yes. Tell us about that.
That was fun. Jordan Patrick, my main producers, we did a project last year called To Live and To Rob, and we had Nelly and Immigrant Bread on that project, and those really kind of shot me back out into the market, which is cool. So we got back together, did another 4-song EP. One of those songs, Antisocial, we actually made the same day we made Nelly and Immigrant Bread.
Oh wow!
But we felt that it didn't necessarily fit,
right.
So we just kind of held on to it. But then we made Claustrophobic, Chatter, and Thrones basically in the same day, and tidied those up and put them out. Chatter's doing incredibly well.
Yeah, I see.
Incredibly well. I think we have like 15,000 plays on Spotify right now.
Nice.
So that's pretty dope. For me, I'm very excited about that.
You should be. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're about to really put we're about to really put some weight behind Antisocial and get that out there to possibly shoot a video for it. And
I like Antisocial.
Because it really speaks to my life. Because I really am like
Antisocial, yeah. I am after 5 p.m. when I'm off the clock. I'm like, don't talk to me. No.
I'm just, I just don't have time for stupid shit. So like, if you come to me and we're having a great conversation about something or engaging, then like I'm with it. But if it's about something dumb as hell, I'm just gonna be like, okay, all right, cool.
Just don't even waste your breath.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and it's like, or the one thing that does like really get to me when I'm performing, like when somebody talks to me either 5 minutes before I'm about to be on stage or 5 minutes after. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, you need that time.
I need the time to decompress.
Yes.
I'm super tired. Like I'm not one of these rappers that go out and rap with their backing track and just jump up and like want to look cool. Like I'm rapping because it's important to me. It's a
Right.
very vital thing.
Right.
You know,
This is your career.
it's not just career; it's my passion.
Mhm.
Like it's something that I love to do, being on stage. So
Right.
coming up there and
Messing up that vibe.
yeah, it's like, yo, you want a beer? No, I don't want fucking beer. I just let me be.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
So if you see Gads performing, do not approach him right before he's about to hit the stage or right after. Give him some time, okay?
Give me some time.
That's what he
I just need like 5
just told you,
minutes.
alright?
Just 5 minutes. Yeah.
He wants to meet you. He just
I just
wants
need to
to
drink some
right.
water,
If
yeah.
you are gonna approach him with water,
Please
not the beer.
Don't approach me with beer because I'm just gonna. I can't drink this. I literally can't drink
Yeah.
this. So now you just spend $3.50 on something that I cannot have. Are you gonna drink the beer? Probably shouldn't drink the beer though, because you're probably sloshed if you give it the beer. But yeah, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. It's definitely understandable. But, so congratulations on Too Close to Rob and on Chatter. And I have seen that it's been moving, and that's, again, very impressive. I know, obviously, because of the things that we spoke about, you're out there and you're doing things and you have support. But do you think that you have the support of Tampa, of Florida in general?
That's a good question.
Be honest.
It's weird. It's weird. Yes and no.
Okay.
I do feel that there's a lot of people that are here that genuinely support me and want to see me win. They come out to the shows, or they stream stuff, or they repost stuff, or anything of that nature. And that's cool. There's certain people who do act like they support me, but they don't.
Right.
That's fine. Like if you don't want to support me, you don't have to. If you don't like my music, you don't have to like it.
Right.
Like, music is subjective, so I don't expect everybody to like the music whatsoever. But I do feel that because of kind of the type of person that I am, people feel obligated to make it seem like they're like, yeah, we're going to support you, whatever, but they don't really care to see me win.
That's unfortunate. That's just people in general, That's how you are, that's how you are.
Yeah, I think I'm at a point now where that's to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer at a point where, at the beginning of a career where it's either everybody supports you or nobody supports you, or at the apex of a career where everybody is behind you because you are that person.
Right.
I feel like Rick Ross, if you use Rick Ross, in Miami, Rick Ross is 100% supported because it's Rick Ross.
Right.
Like, there's no room to really hate on him because of what he's done for the city, or rest in peace Nipsey to LA. Like,
Right.
there's just when you get to a certain level, people are just going to be behind you no matter what, regardless. But I feel like I am in that transitional spot now where, okay, I'm no longer just on a city level, or on a regional level, or on a statewide level, or actual state regional level. It's national now.
Right.
Like, I'm showing up in New York, and I'm showing up in Atlanta, and I'm
Right.
showing up in California. It's going to get to a point where people are just going to get behind me in those places.
Yeah.
And I love the city, but I also have to expand. I gotta be global minded.
Yeah,
So
if you're not here for growth, why are you here?
that part.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I find it interesting with you, because I see that, like you said, you're doing national things. Like, you obviously have support, you have fans, and you're moving, you're working. It shows. I just thought it's interesting because until we met last time in Rolling Loud, I hadn't really heard of you here in the Tampa area, and I thought, that is crazy. Look at this man working, and honestly, I'm impressed by just your projects, the way you work, because I think you actually are very talented. And I almost wonder, my thoughts were, is it because you don't, I don't want to say the typical Tampa sound or even the down south sound, but I wonder, is that why? You know what I mean? Because I don't think you have the down south sound that everyone would think that somebody from Florida would have. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree with that. I remember I had a conversation. This guy named Samuel Robb. He works for Live by Live, and we spoke in LA after my LA performance, and we were talking. He was like, "Yeah, man. So who's your agent?" And I was like, "I don't have an agent." "You don't have an agent, but you got here. You're an artist." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, well, you must be, you must be popping. Like, where are you from?" I was like, "Oh yeah, Tampa." He's like, "You're not from Tampa?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm from Tampa." He's like, "Nobody comes out of Tampa." I was like, "I'm serious." I came out to Tampa, and he ended up introducing me to Dayton from Vibe magazine, and he was like, "Yo, I heard you rapping, blah blah blah." I was trying to figure, and then like I started telling him, talking about my story, and he's like, "I can't believe you're from Tampa.
Right.
You don't sound like you're from Tampa."
Right.
So, I don't necessarily, I don't think that I fit the mold of the Tampa rapper or the type of music that's supposed to, I guess, come out from here or even Florida.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I just really want to make good music and engage with people. So,
To each own.
yeah, it'll happen.
No, it's nothing again. Obviously, I'm from Florida too. What up, Orlando? Like, no, I love my state, I love the city, but I think, you don't have that sound, but I think that could work in your leverage, or, you could use that. And I think, again, obviously, the proof is there. You're
It's
dope.
working.
It's working. I just was surprised that I hadn't heard your name in your hometown, but you are getting national love.
It's funny. It's funny. I just think, it might take. It's just going to take me a little bit longer,
And it's not even that, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. I think that, and I don't know if this is your case, but I think for anything that you do, when you're in your city, people don't take you as seriously because they see you all the time. You're like, oh, that's just Robin, you know what I mean? But you go somewhere else, and it's like, oh, shit, because they don't see you every day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it takes a city to, it takes a little longer sometimes.
Yeah, it does, It does. It does. As far as hip hop is concerned, I definitely feel, I don't want to say that I am the number one in Tampa, because there's so many different metrics that you can look at. But as far as impactful artists in the hip hop genre from Tampa in the last 10 years, I have to be top 10 on that.
You're definitely one of the most lyrical rappers that I've heard in a while from this area.
In that regard, just where the music is going to, where it's traveling, the people who are paying attention to the music, the shows that I've done, the amount of shows that I've done, the amount of people that I've opened for, or, worked with, or festivals. There's so many things that I think that I've done that's, remarkable, and sometimes, it's just not noticed, and that's.
It's noticed, just not from everybody, and that's okay. That's okay. Not everything's for everybody, right? But
right.
No, but obviously, again, you're doing great things, so don't take that in a negative light at all, because, again, the proof is there. Like, you're moving. You're doing great things, so keep doing what you're doing. So it's definitely going to all come together.
It will. It will.
So I had to talk about your Nelly project just because it was a cool project. So tell me, you have a song called Nelly.
Called Nelly, yes.
And how did this come about?
Okay.
Why Nelly?
Because I feel like Nelly sometimes. I just like, Nelly is so overlooked in the conversation of hip-hop elite, and just look at the numbers. Country Grammar went diamond. How many hits were off Country Grammar between Country Grammar itself, or Ride With Me, or Batter Up, and then going into Nellyville, the hits, man. The man has so many hits. Hot in Here, Dilemma, Pimp Juice. Pimp Juice is so great. The visual is so great. He went 1 and 2 on the Billboard with Sweatsuit. Like, that's impressive. Who else has done that? And I think that he's laid the blueprint down for a lot of people unknowingly, especially an artist like Drake, to have that type of crossover appeal. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Nelly gets enough credit for it at all, whatsoever. Yeah. So I posted on Facebook one day. I was just shit posting, but I had an argument ready. It was just like, why don't we consider Nelly as one of the GOATs? Not the greatest of all time, but just at an elite status for what he has contributed.
Right.
And people came at me super crazy about it. People were really upset. And I was like, but yeah, look at these facts. Look at these facts. And people were just,
Oh.
damn, I didn't really think about that.
Right.
I didn't really think. And then, you know, I remember I was just driving home one day and I was like, whoa, now. Like, I rap to myself a lot when I'm driving. And I came up with the hook. And it was just like, oh, that's funny. Maybe I'll use that one day. Nah, whatever. And I went to Jordan's a few days later. And the way Jordan and me make music is he doesn't want to create something organically right on the spot. And I have like a whole running like notes thing on my phone, and I'll literally write like 1-2 bars at a time, just little ideas or whatever, and he'll read through them and he was like, yo, that's a hard bar, rap it how you would rap it. I rap it, and then he literally will start making a beat to that particular cadence or to that rhythm,
Right.
and then we'll make a song. So he was going through and he was like, yo, rap this Nelly joint, rap that. And I like started, and he found, you know, kicks, and he did the loop, and I just started writing. And I was like, how many Nelly references can I make realistically? How many Nelly songs do I know a lot. And then just like that whole like scene from The Matrix when like Keanu Reeves is like, I know Kung Fu. It's like, I know Nelly's discography, you know? So I just went through it. We wrote the song in about 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Nice, very nice. I thought that was so cool and interesting. I was like, Nelly, out of all people, But you're right. Like, he has had so many hits that you don't even think about it.
Think about it.
Yeah. And like you said, I wouldn't call him the GOAT.
Yeah, no.
But he has done, when you really do think about it, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, he has done a lot. And he is, I guess, not, it's not talked about, I guess, you know?
It's not, man. You know,
Has he seen the video or heard the song? Do you know?
I don't know. I know Murphy Lee has.
Oh, wow. That's dope.
Yeah, that was dope. I do not know. I have invited Nelly numerous times to Rolling Loud. He's like permanently on my guest rider. So like,
Oh, wow.
so you know, if you see this Nelly, you can literally pull up to like Rolling
Come
Loud.
on, Nelly. Just come. Just once.
Just once, you know. Show
Just
up.
hear your song, the song that's about you, and be out. That's all.
Be out. You know? But yeah, that song did a lot of numbers, and it really put me back onto you know, just the forefront. That song blowing up literally is what got me booked for LA to begin with. So
Thanks, Nelly.
thank
Even
you.
if you don't come to Rolling Loud, thank you.
yeah, that was the one. So we've been pushing that, and then amongst the other songs that have came out just from you know the afterlife of that song.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a good year.
I'm happy for you. Again, congratulations with all the success thus far, and I know you have so much more to come. So anyone who hasn't heard your music, wants to hear your music, where can they hear it?
Okay, so you can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, at GATS, GAT, $. Don't forget the $. SoundCloud, Audio Mac, GATS813, and then all my social is GATS813, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for
We
inviting me.
appreciate it. So make sure that you guys are following GATS. Make sure that you're following me, Robin the Heart. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Can't sit with me. I say I'm busy, but I'm not really busy. Been living paranoid, think everyone wanna get me. She said she getting